Because let's be honest, happiness isn't just about avoiding sadness, it's about understanding it, embracing it, and still choosing joy.
So, how do we strike that balance? Ananya has some answers. Let's welcome her to the stage.
Let's start with a little story. A young boy once asked a wise elder, "What is happiness?" The elder handed him a leaky basket and said, "Go fill it up with water from the lake." No matter how hard the boy tried, the water always seeped away. Frustrated, he asked, "How can I succeed?" The elder smiled and replied, "Happiness is like this water. It isn't about holding on, it's about enjoying the act of filling it. Focus on the moments, not the outcome." The boy realized happiness wasn't something to capture, but something to experience as it comes. This sets the idea for what we'll explore today. What is happiness? Is it something that can be biologically explained, socially controlled, or objectively defined? But to answer all these questions, the first step is to define happiness. Simply put, it is the feeling of joy, content, and satisfaction. It evolves around various external and internal factors and evolves with age and time. For an infant, happiness might come from the warmth and care of a loved one. As a child, it is often derived by getting our favorite candies or having extra playtime with our friends and our relatives. As a child transitions into adulthood, happiness transforms again, where we derive it from respect, recognition, and achievements. In old age, happiness transforms again, deriving it from the love and achievement and success of our cherished ones and the people around us, rather than our personal achievements. Reflecting back on my own life, I see these transitions, from materialistic pursuits like getting my favorite candies to actually experiencing it when I achieve something worthwhile and meaningful in life. All these transitions are acquainted with 5 basic human needs: love, attention, care, value, and safety. All these needs together forge how an individual lives their life and plan their events accordingly. It also ensures what we surround ourselves with in our environment. This answers our first question and paves us a path to understand the next chapter of our template of euphoria. The nature of happiness. Is happiness being a choice a reality, or is it an illusion? Daniel Gilbert provides valuable insight in his book Stumbling on Happiness, where he says that we are surprisingly poor predictors of what makes us happy. This misjudgment often leads us to chase external validation, neglecting internal fulfillment. Many of us tie our happiness to others' opinions, societal standards, and comparisons. This leads to a very fleeting satisfaction rather than lasting joy. We relinquish control of our happiness into the hands of others who may not have our best interests at heart. It's crucial to understand that happiness is a choice. It's not a passive response to life, but an active habit we cultivate. We need to ensure who and how we're dictating our happiness around. This is not a habit of unconscious living, but a practice of active and conscious lifestyle. When we have understood all these aspects of happiness, we need to understand it more deeply and paradoxically by understanding the role of sadness. Many of us see sadness as the antithesis of happiness. But psychologist Brené Brown argues that understanding happiness is where sadness plays the most crucial part. It is not the antithesis of happiness, rather a very important part of the emotional spectrum, which makes us realize how happiness plays an important part in our lives. It is not an enemy, but it forges the path of how we see our life goes around. Understanding sadness is really important. As Viktor Frankl has wisely observed, what gives light must endure burning. This duality helps us understand happiness more profoundly. It helps us to see that the life has 2 contrasting factors. One which may be surrounded by darkness, but the other one which always overpowers that darkness and gives us the power to move forth. For this, I found that keeping a happiness journal has been transformative. Here's how it works. Take a page, divide it into 4 different sections, each representing a different level of happiness, starting from low and ending at high. At the end of each day, no matter how difficult the day it was, write down a little memory that may have made you smile or made you feel good about yourself or the world around you. At the end of the day, you'll have a collection of memories to look back at. This shifts our focus from what went wrong to what went right, reinforcing a habit of gratitude. At the end of a month, 3 months, or a year, you'll have a collection of 30, 60, or 365 positive stories to look back at and take support from. This little habit and little crucial task makes us realize that happiness isn't about having perfect days or perfect moments. Rather, it's about finding meaning and enjoyment in those little moments that are surrounded by darkness that helps us realize how we are successful in life. Lastly, I want you all to carry one tip with you home. Happiness is not about perpetual euphoria. It's not about having everyday constant elation. Rather, it's about the harmony of life's highs and life's lows. Without it, you can't control yourself. It is crucial to understand that happiness means cultivating self-awareness, having constant feedback to yourself, and having an equilibrium within ourselves. So let's change our perception about happiness. Let's work toward it in every moment of each day rather than pursuing it as a distant goal. Let us set small examples for ourselves. Let us set small goals for ourselves to achieve. By changing our perspective towards this, we can live a life which is filled with joy, strength, and a profound purpose. Thank you.